It's coming in the back of my antenna, over.
I can change that big time. That should have changed it right there.
Yeah, I didn't look quick enough, but it looks like it's pretty same.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm pointed right at you. But of course, I'm not in the back of your antenna. I'm probably in your back corner. And when I was the other way, you was coming off the front corner. So you get off the back corners of these antennas, they're really sharp.
Yeah, that was a 20 over there. And I'm hearing John a little louder there. KG6 USS, KM6 SRR. KG6 USS, KM6 SRR.
Yeah, I think he's facing the wrong way. Well, good evening there, Mikey. You can start out with W6BBS72, and then there's a bunch more in here, over.
WB6JNP.
Good evening, Dane. Give Judy your number.
107.
Thank you.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox, number 982.
Thank you, Daryl.
KB6ZKE704. Bozo 1100, and we have the rotor map up on the screen.
Thank you, Terry.
6 USY.
6 USY, good evening, 1079 and 1100 there, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
KJ6TYO1009.
Yeah, 1009. It was nice to see you at the flea market there, Ron.
Yep, good to see you, Mike.
Did you hook up with 831 or not, Rob? I couldn't tell. There was so much chatter here.
No, I think he's pointed the other way. Frank thinks that too, so we'll just wait there. And we had Marcus in here, number 1091, KG6QNY.
Got it.
And also, did you copy what Aaron told you? He's got the rotor on the screen in the barn now. It's all working, so you can tell everybody they can see the map.
Okay, give me about 10 more seconds. You're very distorted. I got to see if the blinker's on here.
Yeah, okay. Well, I am pushing 1500 and pointed pretty much, well, not quite right at you, but I am blowing smoke, Mike. I got the 8877 all fixed up, and we're doing 1500 right now.
Okay, good. Yeah, you're loud, but I got you. It was the blinker.
Yeah, blinker's off now.
Yeah, I turned it off.
He wishes he had a blanker for me in day-to-day life, Aaron.
I don't think they have the technology, Frank.
Yeah, it's too much BBS. Okay. Well, we got quite a few locals here. Let's run it around the loop. Dane, how are you? And we'll shoot it around the course goal group and then down the channel there. Good evening, Dane. WB6JNP K6MYC.
I am doing well. Everything's alive and well in downtown Course Gold. And, we're just waiting to see what's going on next. Anyway, K6MYC and the group. WB6JNP, Course Gold.
What's going on next? You mean worldwide or nationwide?
Or up and down my street. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. You'll take it to whatever comes. Huh? Very good. Daryl, over to you. And how's your life going there? KG6 Charlie Echo Fox, K6MYC.
Oh, I spent the entire afternoon out on the deck cleaning things up and getting ready for the first good rain.
Yeah, we just got the forecast a few minutes ago. It's not going to rain now.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, boy.
It was 90% at noon, and then today we just looked at Judy just looked at the weather map, and it shows it stopping just a little bit below San Francisco.
Well, last time I looked at the Google weather, it said 90%, and I thought, well, shit, it's going to rain. But if it was going to rain, it would have looked more like rain this afternoon, I think.
Yeah, it was hard to tell. It was very warm. We were out riding around up to about almost 5 o'clock, and it was still quite pleasant outside, riding around the property on the ATV and viewing the beautiful scenery and the quiet sunset, sundown time. We could see some of the hills were shaded, some of the upper mountains were all sunlit, and it was quite attractive, quite relaxing, so to speak. Anyway, so here we are. We had bison burgers for dinner, so we're all naturalized here. Let's see here. Over to you, Rob. You had a lot of duty over the last few days there. Thanks for riding me in and back home again on the Saturday day, and enjoyed that. KM6SRR and the group K6MYC.
My pleasure, Mike. Glad you could go there. I'm sorry Judy couldn't make it, but it probably wasn't quite that interesting for her. I'm looking at the weather right now on the phone, and it's still showing both in O'Neill's and Fresno that starting about 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 65% chance of rain, going up to 81%. So who knows what's going to happen. Back to Nick, KM6SRR.
And the National Weather Service is calling for 80% chance, both your elevation and mine tomorrow.
Sorting out some numbers here. I'm pointing down south. Let's look for KV6RQU or N6SWR. Anybody down there tonight? All quiet. How about for John there? KG6 USS. John, where are you pointed?
Yeah, how you doing, Mike? I'm pointed your direction there, bud, and looking for your check-ins. I got you on the list, number 1 there.
Okay, well, give me put down number 47. That's my number, and we've got quite a few waiting probably to check in with you there. So here we go. Rob, go ahead.
How you doing, John? KG6 USS KM6SR number 432. Over.
Copy that, Rob. How you doing this evening? Loud and clear over here in the high desert.
Doing fine. Go ahead, Frank.
K6 USS or KG6 USS. This is Whiskey 6 Bravo Bravo Sierra. Whiskey 6 Baker Baker Sugar number 72. Over. Ooh,
boy, his signal is real light. What was this Bozo number?
I can't hear him, guys. I got some terrible noise just came up, S9.
His Bozo number is 72. He's got a little noise. Frank, repeat your Bozo number for him again there in coarse gold.
John, it's 72727272. Over.
Roger, 72. Couldn't have my beam pointed the right way there, bud, but I did have you on the list. Thanks for checking in out of coarse gold.
Okay, you got 72. Who else for John down there in the high desert?
Good evening, John. KE6 USS, WA6 Oscar, India Bravo, number 226. Number 226.
Roger on the 226. Excellent. Got you on the list there, bud. Thank you so much for checking in.
Thank you much.
Okay, anybody else want to try for John at this point? They're pretty light tonight, John, way down from normal and very fluttery, so we don't have the best path. It'll probably change in another few minutes here, but good evening to you. 73s, and we'll see you on Wednesday. KG6USS, DM14, K6MYC, Delta Mike 07, Bozo 47. 73, John.
Well, Mike, thank you so much, and good talking to you, and always hearing you guys up there on the west side. I'm always amazed at what this radio can do, and what I've had done to it, and making it work for me here. So, anyway, guys, thank you for checking in. We'll get you on our list down here in Southern California. 7-3, y'all.
7-3.
Hey, Mike, we can just pull him out of the noise. WB6JN.
You could just hear him, could you?
Yeah, I doubt that he'll hear me, but yeah, he was like right at the noise floor.
Yeah, I was hearing him good, Mike, KM6SRR. How about Rick down there, Bozo 61, KB6RQU?
Rick's been kind of quiet since the election. I wonder if he and his wife are disagreeing about the result.
I don't know. He was kind of quiet before, too, so who knows?
Okay. Good evening to you, Ken. And thanks for helping Larry and all with the flea market and the hot dogs. I didn't thank Gwen and the gang for the hot dog. I should have. I was just sitting there trying to figure out what they were putting on my plate because I couldn't see anything, but it was very good. Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, great. Well, we had a good time. Everybody pitched in, and we got everything done, and it was very successful. Good weather. Nice. We had to go get more food. I ran out, so that says something. My son-in-law ran out and got some more hot dogs and buns, and I barbecued some more. So we had a great time. WA6OID.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got out of there about 12:30. We were pretty much done, and I was toasted from standing around. I probably shouldn't go anymore, other than just because I just can't see much of anybody anymore. I did have some nice chats with 4 or 5 of the guys, but I couldn't recognize anybody, so I couldn't go over and say hi to people that I knew because I couldn't see them. I had to wait for people to come to me. That's why I wore the big yellow hat, but I didn't have a lot of takers. So anyway, no worries, but I enjoyed it. And it was good to see Patty and Gwen, of course. Judy was kind of under weather again, but just that morning. And it was early. Didn't all connect. You find your pet, lose a pen? Anyway, that's what's going on. So let's see if there's anybody else before we go over and tackle Atascadero. We haven't heard Kerry for a week or so. I hope Kerry's been sending us emails, so I guess he's okay. But it sure would be nice if he could check in here every now and then. And I didn't get it over to you. I didn't get it over to Terry. And I didn't get it over to you, Ron, TYO, so hang on a second. We'll get it your way. Terry, it was nice to have a chat with you there. We hadn't had an eyeball for quite some time, if ever. And I can't remember eyeballs anymore because I can't see them. KK6TE, K6MYC. Oh, Terry was in and out. Okay, Albert, to you, Ron, if you're still there, KJ6TYO, the man with the shirt saying that amateur radio is a contact sport. It certainly is. Go ahead.
Yeah, real good, Mike. Yep. Boy, you guys, they sure did a real good job. Ken and Larry and all who helped out, and Aaron's antenna up in the air, making contacts, and yep, it's ham radio is a contact sport. Anyway, good hearing you out here tonight, Mike, and I am on an ICOM 9700, so we're kind of getting it dialed in. This is the rough test here.
Oh, you got a 9700. Well, good deal. So when did you pick that up?
I got that Saturday morning.
Really? Did you get it? Somebody selling it at the flea market?
I was, WE60IB. Hey, Ron, that should be pretty well set up. You just, in the memory channels, just go through them, and they're pretty well tweaked.
Yeah, I just reset some of the bass and treble and stuff like that. A little bit off on frequency, but once I get that other thing hooked up there, I need the right USB plug for it and everything.
Was that Joe's 9700, Ken?
Yeah, it was. That was. And what are you missing on there for the Bodnar? It should have been all in the bottom of the box.
No, not the plug, not the little mini plug.
The mini plug.
It's missing the USB cord.
The little box.
There's only one external box. That's the antenna. Didn't it have a cord on it?
He's missing the USB cable, so he can't power it.
I'm trying to figure out where that would have gone. That should have been in the box. Everything should have been in there. I didn't. I don't see it laying around here anywhere. I don't. Boy, that's a puzzle. You better look again.
I sure will.
We know Joe had the Bodnar running, so he had to have all the cables, and I'm sure Ken was very careful when he disassembled all that stuff connected to, in fact, and with the 9700. So it would be not impossible to lose it, but it would be strange if it did go that way.
Yeah, because I'm looking all over the place here to see if, because I had it all working here on my bench here, on my ham shack, because I upgraded the firmware and then I set my radio up, copied my radio, which I went through all of those settings, but because you sound pretty bassy right now, but maybe you've added some bass or something.
No, we already took it out.
It should have been, most of it should have been already taken out.
Yeah, we were tweaking with it earlier, but we can do that off the net. We can dial the audio in more, but just wanted to get them on the net tonight. K6USY.
Yeah, you should have been plug and play though. Yeah, that should have gotten taken care of. Okay, very good. Well, let me know, and if you can't find it, I'll get you one because that's supposed to have gone with it.
Hang on a second, Ken. Was there somebody else that was trying to check in? That was either the LA guys very loud or somebody maybe still trying to check in. QRZ Bozo Net, Northern California section, kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie. Check in, go ahead. That must have been the LA guys trying to get through. Okay. Anybody else on this side of the pond? N6BYH hasn't been in here for quite a while. We did see Rob there, WB6COT at the flea market, but he hasn't been checking in lately.
Pick up VBG.
Good evening, Mike. K6 VBG 971.
Got your 971, Dave. Good evening to you. How are you doing up there?
Well, I'm doing okay, I guess. Breathe it in and breathe it out.
Well, it's kind of mellow up there tonight. I don't think it's too cold in your shack, is it?
52 right now.
Okay. We went out for a ride, and I think it was about 65 when we were riding around at 5 o'clock this evening, so it was nice down here. We had a nice mellow day, and we were still getting a little warmth off the hillsides that were full of grass and dry oats and dry weeds. Everything was yellowish and just oozing the heat out. So it was really nice. All right, good to hear you, Dave. K6BBG Course Gold. one of many, K6MYC.
Hey, Dave.
Yes, Frank.
Hey, why don't you get yourself a nice big 8877 amp? I don't have to run heat in here tonight. The amp's warming this up pretty. I just realized that. Boy, I'm warming right up in here, and I haven't turned the heater on.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah, they're great in the wintertime. If you got a hot shack in the summer, they're kind of a bear. All right, I'm done. Go ahead, Dave. All right, go ahead, Mikey.
Okay. Just waiting for a comment from Dave there. You sold a bunch of equipment. You can afford an 8877 2-meter amp. I have one left on the shelf here. All quiet. Okay.
Yeah, and you don't want anything for it, right, Mike?
Well, I don't want anything for the amplifier, but I want $1,500 for the power supply.
There you go.
Okay. This was a keepsake. This one was given to me. This 8877 W6PO design was given to me and probably built at IMEC up in Burlingame. The amplifier was actually given to me by Bob Sutherland. Over.
Wow, I bet you that one has a history.
It's got a big history. It's been all over the world. Went to several expeditions with me, and then I sent it to Africa. I sold it to a fellow in Africa, and he promptly died, which meant it didn't go anywhere with him, and it stayed around Africa in people's trunks for about 6 months, getting beat up pretty badly, and finally by the time it got up to ZS6 from ZS1, it didn't work anymore. So they tried to fiddle with it, and they couldn't get it to work. I said, just send it back, and they did. So it's got some miles on it. Over.
Roger.
Anyway, I was the tube had come out of the socket because they didn't. Somebody put the tube in the socket when they first got it, and then they didn't take it back out while it was transferred from one trunk to the other, banging around the South African roads for 6 months, and it beat the tube pins all funny. And of course, they didn't even look at it. They just tried to turn it on without tube floating around in there, which was a bad sign. You know, when you give something nice to a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing, they can really do a lot of harm. I think the tube was pretty well done by the time it came back here. Yeah, they said they straightened the pins, but they broke some pins off in the process. Oh my God, you know, it's just one of those debacles.
God.
Yeah, but that they didn't hurt the amplifier any, and I put it all back together here, and it's in a format where it's in a suitcase configuration, so it's turned flat. Anyway, I'm kind of hanging on to it because it's a real keepsake, but sooner or later I'm not going to be around to want to keep it. Over.
Roger.
All righty. Anyway, good evening all. Any last check-ins before we go to a Atascadero? K6MYC Bozo Net.
November 6 Oscar Zulu Golf.
We can do that. This is Bozo 821.
I'm hearing the LA guys checking in, but I'm not hearing anybody on our side. So Atascadero, here we come.
Hey, Mike, your yellow hat worked good at the auction. You got John from Madeira that looked you up. Over.
Yeah, John was there. Well, it was Bruce from Madeira. What was your comment? I didn't quite follow it, Rob.
You were saying that nobody saw your hat, and I guess it was Bruce, not John. From Madeira came over because of your hat there. Over.
Yeah, he was about the only one that needed the hat. He'd never met me before or seen us, so yeah. Yeah, that helped him, of course. I told him I was going to be wearing it, so that made it easy for him. That was nice to meet John. Hopefully he'll check in one of these days again here with his station getting built up bigger and bigger. And 6 LED, are you here, John? Not tonight, okay. Anybody else before we go to a Atascadero? Okay, 6MYC looking for a whole bunch of guys. I'm not going to call out all the calls to embarrass you. Okay, Atascadero, here we come.
Hey, Ron, you still on Freak?
Okay. W6QUI. W6QUI, K6MYC. Are you around somewhere there, Ron?
Yeah, I'm around, Mike. Good evening to you and others over there. Reading the mail a little bit here. Oh, yeah, good signal tonight. By the way, I have a commitment Tuesday, so I won't be on 1200 on Tuesday this week anyway. It's okay next week, and Wednesday should be okay. Over.
Okay, very good. Give Judy your number.
Oh, yeah, 1055.
Got it, she says. Got it, okay, very good. Okay. Well, you missed a good big flea market over here. You should have come over. You probably would have found something you'd buy that you didn't need over.
Truthfully, I could have my own flea market here. I don't need any more stuff over.
You and me both. Okay. Well, anyway, good to hear you. Any word from Eric on how he's doing?
Oh, he's doing okay. Yeah, he was over yesterday. We were working on an audio amplifier he's building up for something, and so had a little problem with it. So we got him squared away. So yeah, I keep encouraging him to get some antennas up, but I probably ought to quit pushing on him.
Yeah, well, I guess it'll get done when he gets time. He's obviously working on projects. It's not like he's got grass growing under his feet.
Oh no, he's so eager to learn everything, so he's just playing with all kinds of stuff, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Bill over there, KB6RWR, checks in wherever he can. I know his lifestyle and his timetable is kind of tight. Anyway, good to hear you, Ron, and we'll look for you on Wednesday. Sorry about 1296, but we'll catch you next week on that band. Maybe one of these days. By the way, there was an amplifier that you might, I don't know, you're a fixer-upper, and you could probably make this thing pretty. It's functional, but it's ugly. It would belong to K6ZMW, Joe Cadwallader, and of course he passed away, and it was one of the last things at the flea market that did not go, because it's kind of a breadboard at this point, but it's 600 watts module. It's a PQL module, and all hand wired for the rest of the stuff that he had to do with it to make it work on 1296. But that would get you some serious power. So Ken, was that one still available, Ken?
Yes, it sure is.
Maybe you could describe what configuration. Do you have any interest in something like that? It's kind of a fixer-upper. It's probably functional the way it is, but it's ugly, over.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't bother me. I might be interested.
Ken, are you copying Ron over there?
Well, yeah. No, he's 20 over.
He said he's interested. Why don't you describe what it consists of and about what might be a fair number?
Well, I'll do that offline. I'll send him some pictures or something.
Okay. There you go, Ron.
Okay.
It's a good amp. It worked, and I worked Joe on it 2 or 3 times while he was still alive down there. Always had a booming signal up here. Rob worked him many times as well. Rob said he was quite a bit stronger, a good 10 dB stronger than even Ralph K6TSK. So it really makes some noise, and you would be romping and stomping up this way, I tell you.
Okay. Can you send me some info on that? I'll give you my email.
Well, I got your numbers. You know that.
Okay.
We're not pushing you, but I've got your arm twisted into a double knot right now, over.
Well, I understand. Well, yeah, I might be interested. I was going to build up something, but unfortunately, I probably don't have much time to do what I want to do anymore. I'm always busy with other projects here.
this is a project that you could work on at your leisure. At least you could get it on the air, and it's functional. It's just not pretty. You know, it's on a good heat sink, and it's got a little fan on it, and all the necessary pieces are there. And then Joe himself built up his own sequencer. So it's got a home-built sequencer in there, and I don't think there's any schematics or anything like that, but it wouldn't take too much to dope that out or just ignore it. If you're not going to run a preamp, you don't need a sequencer. So, you know, it's if you have a real short feed line, it's not much of an issue. Anyway, that's the story. That one's out there. It may be overkill for what you want to do or whatever, but at least it's available. It's the only one I know of right now that's out there on the open market.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think I'd definitely be interested.
All righty. Okay, we'll let you go. Is there anybody else that wants to? Well, I'm not holding anybody back. Anybody want to say hello to Ron? Go ahead, and then we'll move on up to, I think Santa Cruz is off the air. Tom apparently has a very injured back, and he's not able to get to the radio, but we'll try him anyway. So anybody for Ron, go ahead, K6MYC.
K6USY.
Ah, there he is. Good evening, Aaron. K6USY, W6QUI. Loud and clear as usual.
Yeah, good evening, Ron. And yeah, I got to see that project amplifier that you might be interested in. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting object that was on the table, and a lot of people were taking a look at it. So yeah, it'd be cool if you could get it on the air. W6QUI, K6USY, Fresno.
Okay, well, that's probably a quicker way for me to get some power. So appreciate the offer there. Let me know about there, Mike.
I'm not going to do it. Ken's got it, and Ken's going to let you have the information on it. It does have a power supply. It's got a 50-volt, 50-amp power supply that's with it. Whether you want that or not is your option. I think that would be part of the package if you have options on it. So there you go. But it's got a nice power supply with it. So it's as it stands, it's plug and play. It's ugly, but it's plug and play. Over.
Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, very good. Well, I build power supplies all the time, so yeah, but it's good to have one already. I wonder if it's a switcher or an analog.
No, it's a switcher. I think it's a little switcher. It looks like it weighs about 6 pounds.
Okay, very good. Well, that's a lot more efficient anyway. Okay.
Alrighty.
W6QUI, KM6SRR.
Okay, good evening, Rob. KM6SRR, W6QUI. Loud and clear as usual.
Thank you. Good to hear you in here. Okay, Mike.
Well, W6QUI, W6BBS. I trying to get my signal up a little bit so you can hear me. How's it sound now with a 8877 and 1500 online, Ron? Over.
Well, I'd probably hear you with the exciter, my Frank. Yeah, you're way over S9 right now.
Yeah, I just had to holler at you. I wanted to see if I could throw sparks off of your antenna. Over.
Well, my S meter's glowing. What does that mean?
Well, either I got a signal or you're radioactive. One of the two, my friend. W6QUI, W6BBS. Good evening, Ron.
Yeah, good evening, Frank.
Okay, anybody else for Ron before we say good evening to him? Sounds quiet. We'll see you on Wednesday, Ron. Look forward to it. W6QUI. Tascadero, K6MYC, heading towards Santa Cruz and Watsonville.
Okay, very good. Good evening, all. W6QUI clear.
Okay, we're pretty close to I'm going to try for KW6S, but he may not be out of bed with that bad back yet. KW6S or Alpha Foxtrot 6 United K6MYC. Who's here?
Whiskey Alpha 6, Juliet Kilowatt November, Kevin and Gilroy.
Surprised me, Kevin. My goodness, we've been wondering where you were. We knew you were probably in the process of trying to. Yeah, you got on with a big roar in the first place, and I figured you went back and wanted to clean up the station and put some better stuff up more permanently. Good to hear you. We've been wondering where you were. WA6JKN, Give Judy your number, if you would, K6MYC.
Okay, Judy, the number is 1053, 1053. And yeah, I've been busy. Diane and I have been traveling, and we got back from Texas I guess it's been about 2 weeks ago. Then we had weddings, we had baby showers, we had birthdays, I mean the works, and now we have a memorial coming up for one of our neighbor kids who died 20 years ago in Fallujah, and so that's coming up next week, or early next week, actually in the middle of next week. A couple of my sons are coming out from Texas and Arizona to attend that because they grew up together. And then Diane and I are going to head out to Arizona, and then we're going to travel to Texas for Thanksgiving and things like that. So been busy, but you got a good signal here in the garlic capital of the world.
Yeah, very good. Well, we look forward to hearing you on Tuesday if you're still home. Can get on for the 1296 thing. That would be good if you could. Over.
Yeah, right. I have the 1296 up on the mast, and it's up a little higher than it was before. I think I had it down on the ground about 6 feet. Now it's up around 30 feet. So it may make a difference, but I'm still only running the small amount of power coming out of the 9700. I don't have an amplifier or anything.
Yeah, very good. Well, you did hear me say, and we had a flea market this last weekend, and I'll pass it on because it hasn't been spoken for specifically yet. There's a amplifier that was at the flea market that belonged to one of the guys down in Southern California that's been around the technical side of things for many years. Very good friend of Ken Holden's over here, WA6LIB, and he passed away about 6 months ago, and Ken went down and went through the whole ham shack and brought back all the pieces that Joe had amassed, of which the last one was not sold at the flea market this week. And it's a 600-watt W6PQL module in a home-built package. It's all functional with a 50-volt, 50-amp power supply and all that stuff. And that's still available. So if you wanted to take a look at it, Ken's going to amass some pictures for other people so they can look at it. We got one other fellow that's interested, Ron, down in Atascadero, but he may not want it. So it's something that's a little bit of a work in progress. It's a functional amp, but it's just been hand-wired, pieced together, and it has a home-built sequencer in it and stuff like that. So it's not a real clean box, a black box with a label on the front. It's a heat sink with a fan on it and a module that puts out 600 watts on 1296, etc., etc. So it's all there, but it's not pretty. So you might, if you want to have any pictures of it, give Ken your email address right now, and he'll email over the pictures. Over.
Okay, Mike, thank you very much for sharing that information. A little bit more power than I wanted to run. I want to keep it right around 100 watts. So anybody has something around 100 watts, I'll certainly be interested, but not 600 watts. Thank you for sharing that information, Mike. I appreciate it.
Are you afraid of 600 watts, or are you just afraid of the price?
Oh, no. Money's no object. I'm thinking 600 watts is probably going to get me to dive into EME, and I really don't want to do that because I'm trying to downsize my antennas, not build them back up again.
I use 600 watts, and I'm not an EME. There's almost everybody that there's about 5 or 6 of them on here on the Bozo Net that have 600. Nobody's doing EMA, so it's not a requirement. It is a requirement if you want to do EME, but it's not a requirement to do EME. Anyway, I just thought I'd pass it on. The 100 watters are harder to find than the higher powered ones. Over.
Yeah, I'm finding that out. Yeah, well, maybe I need to rethink my position, and if I do, I'll get a hold of Ron and let him know. Thank you very much, Mike.
Okay. all of a sudden, you're way down in signal strength. Either something happened here, or you moved the antenna, or you lost the amp, or something. What happened there, Kevin?
Yeah, your signal dropped too. Went way down, and then you're about you lost probably 20 dB.
Okay. Well, I'm still running 1500, so that doesn't make any sense. Give me a little chatter. Maybe I had the antenna right on the edge of you. Over.
I saw his signal drop here too.
I did sweep it back and forth to peek on you because you were 20 over S9, so there was no need to do that. So I just might not have my antenna pointed in the proper position on the fringes or something, Mike. Still running 100 watts, not a whole lot of power, but I am enjoying running about 1 watt to 30 watts and operating the satellites. I've been doing that remotely. It really surprises people that I'll be using my iPhone and working the satellites remotely, and I've also done that while a passenger in a car traveling down Interstate 40 doing 80 miles an hour, talking to the birds as they pop up over the horizon. It really is amazing technology today.
From your iPhone, huh?
Yeah, I use my iPhone. I got everything set up with, I can remotely, of course, rotate. The topper's all done automatically by the controller, and I can remotely change the left-hand, right-hand circular for both the uplink and downlink, and I'm just, everything's just working beautifully.
You've got all the widgets now, and it wouldn't be that much of a change to go to Moonbounce, would it?
No, probably not.
You got all the pieces. You just have to put an amp on the end of that thing, and you could be using the forever satellite in the sky.
Yeah, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Okay. Enough of that. Anybody else for comments to Ron there? And everybody over here, at least a couple of comments came in and said you had dropped about 20 dB, so it might be just a path. You came up a little bit at the end, but still way down from where you started. K6MYC. Anybody else for WA6JKN and Gilroy?
WA6JKN, W6BBS. Yeah, I saw the same thing. It was like you flipped a switch, Kevin. You were 20 over here, and then in the middle of your transmission, you dropped to about an S7. And then Mike immediately, like, what'd you do? What happened? So, anyways, this is Frank, W6BBS, Whiskey 6 Bravo Bravo Sierra. I'm up in Coarse Gold, and I'm 72, over.
Okay, you're a solid S9. Mike is also an S9. He was about 20 over. So I don't know. I have brand new coax. Everything's brand new here, and I'm not. And of course, I don't hear any difference in the noise level or anything like that. It's all about the same. So it might be something strange with the path.
Yeah, that's all it is. Just something strange with the path when we both see it like that. And just FYI, the reason I'm similar to Mike in signal strength, I'm running 1500 watts. He's got a lot more antenna than I do, but I've got a little bit of elevation height on him. I'm up at about 20. My antennas are about just under, a few feet under 2,600 feet up on the ridge behind me here. And so I've got about around 1,500 feet of elevation on top of Mike. So anyways, good evening to you, Kevin. We'll catch you later. Mike, that's it for me, W6BBS, DML7.
Okay. Can you drop your power for a minute to 700 or half power just quickly? Let me test something, because there's some distortion on the audio, and I want to see whether it's the amp or whether it's just the path.
You're back up to 20, Mike.
Thank you. It's just the path, Kevin.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Say it again, Frank.
No, I was just saying go ahead then. Kevin, give him some chatter.
No, I didn't need Kevin to chatter. I needed you to chatter. I'm looking for distortion, and it's still there. So you may have some feedback back into the system again.
Okay, well, let's see that. Yeah, well, that's not quite half. Boy, that's still putting out some pretty good power there. Oh, never mind. I'm doing the wrong thing. Hang on. I'm on the wrong setting. Give me a second here. Okay, now let's see. That there should be about half of what I was, right about there. Yeah, well, that's only about 4 or 5, maybe 500 right there, over.
Yeah, Ken, how's your ears? Can you hear anything on that, or is it just me and the proximity to Frank, over?
Well, I'm not going to make any comments because everybody argues with me about it. But he's very distorted and mushy to me, and has been all along. But I never have heard his voice normal for a long time.
Well, that might be the path, because he's been very clean lately.
In microphones or something here. I wish you'd have said something, Ken, because, like Mike says, Mike's always sometimes hearing stuff and hearing other things. Now, I do have a blower going in the background from the 8877, but no, if I've been mushy or not sounding good for a long time, I need to figure out what's going on, either do some EQ work or put a different microphone on this radio, over.
Yeah, well, like I said, every time I mention it, everybody jumps on me. So I am just going to sit here. As long as I can understand you and decipher the English, I'll be all right.
Ken, I'll find a reason sooner or later to jump on you, but I can't think of any so far. So, no, man, if I'm sounding bad, what do you think now that we're talking about it? What's your opinion? What direction do I go?
Yeah, and it's not you. It's not you that I'm talking about. It's everybody else jumps on me. So, yeah, you're just real bassy and mushy and garbly. It's just it's just not you. I know what your voice sounds like, and it's a lot better than that. You got a pretty decent voice.
Yeah, can't sing worth a darn though. Okay, I will. I'm gonna find the standard hand mic for this thing, and on one of the upcoming nets here, I'm gonna play with things. So, thanks, Ken. Thank you, Mike. W6BBS. Back to net.
Oh, you don't have the standard handheld mic on it?
No, sir. I've got a Heil ICM.
Oh boy.
ICM is for ICOM.
Yeah, probably the problem. Okay, yeah. See if you can find the handheld. I didn't hear this distortion earlier on the solid state amp.
Okay, well, Aaron has said something a couple of times, and now Ken. Now, as it happens, this Heil ICM mic came out of one of your drawers. This is a mic you and I ran across one day, and you gave it to me. And then I have another one that I use on my HF rig that everybody seems to like. So, and I've never messed with EQ settings. So anyways, I will address the situation, and we can carry on with the net, not take up any more time with it. K6NYC, W6BBS.
Okay, well, it didn't change much, dropping the power. It changed its characteristics, but the distortion is still there, just a little rough on the edges. It's just like a bias issue, but it doesn't sound like RF feedback. It sounds like it's biased wrong. And if you're drawing, when you key up the mic and you don't do any modulation, and you draw 70 to 110 mils of idle current, then you're biased correctly. So I don't know what the hell's going on, over. Now, you got too much fan noise to do that.
Yeah, at that level right there was about, that's 200 mils. I hit 25 on the scale.
That didn't make any sense. You're hitting 25 on the scale of what?
Let's drop it for the moment. I got guys texting. I got two different guys just texting me right now. You're talking to me and Aaron saying, hey, Frank. So just stop for right now. Carry on with the net. W6BBS.
Okay, well, I'm just going to suggest grab the mic gain, and you can't do that easily on that radio. I guess I was they turn the mic gain to 0 and let me hear what it sounds like, or what your idle current is with no drive. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Check it. See what the idle current is. It should be no more than 110, 150 mils, and it should be no less than 70.
Okay, well, this is the scale goes to 200 milliamps on the grid current, and when I'm just standing on the key, it's at about 25.
Oh. That doesn't sound right.
Well, maybe you want the plate current, and that one's, well, no, that's the same thing. That thing's barely getting off the scale. Of course, I'm not even driving the amp yet.
Oh, I know that. Okay, last thought. Do you have the power supply that had the plate current meter in it or not?
Negative. This is the voltage.
Okay. All right, well, we can talk about it tomorrow. Let's let her go and see who we have up in the Bay Area. We've certainly given the Bay Area a chance here. I didn't hear either one of the guys tonight, KW6S or Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. Are you guys there? Okay, I hear you, Dennis. Might as well come up your way. I've dragged it out long enough here. Let me come up your way and get your check-ins, over.
Okay. Very pleasant good evening to you, and a very pleasant good evening to Judy.
Yep, good evening, and give us check-ins, numbers only, 3 at a time.
Very good. We could do that. We'll start with number 160. 336 782. Break.
Got it.
849 132 233.
233. That's a new one. Who was that?
KD6UBX. That's Mr. Sean there in Lodi.
Okay, I've heard him for ages, so I'm glad to see he's trying to come back in here. 233, right?
233, yes,
Okay.
Matter of fact, he was there and was working at KD6BQ and the guys over there in the Nevada area. So, and he checked in with me and asked me if I'd get him checked in. I said, yeah, we could do that. And that's all I have for the evening. And this is WB6ISO. I'm still Bozo 86.
W6BBS.
W6BBS, go ahead.
All right. I just did a little adjustment here that Aaron gave me. Does this sound any better?
No.
Okay, I'll work on things later on then. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Mike. W6BBS.
It sounds different, but it's not better. It's just a different characteristic. It has less bass in the distortion, but it's still there.
Roger.
Yeah, it sounds like it's almost into Class C. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, Mike, I had him change the EQ a little bit because he factory reset the rig last week, so yeah, he didn't have the bass rolled off, but yeah, it still sounds like it's tearing with the treble turned up. So it's not as bassy, but yeah, it's definitely tearing. K6USY.
Okay. Well, it's hard to change the bias on a or screw up the bias on a 8877 because it's a Zener. There should be a 9, or about a 10 or a 9 or anywhere between a 9 and a 12 volt Zener in there. You know, it's a 200 watt or 100 watt Zener that's in the cathode circuit. So it's a fixed thing, and they don't usually change their value. So he may have to find a better way to read the current. The current doesn't sound right to me. When you whistle it up hard, last question for maybe a later answer, Frank. When you whistle it up hard, how high can you drive the grid current on that meter? Can you get it up to 100 mils, or does it go over that with 75 or 50 watts of drive over?
Oh no, if I was tuned it up, my CLB method earlier, and then I actually put it in FM for a little bit and keyed it down hard a few times, and at 1500 watts, I was still under 200 mils. That's probably around 180.
Yeah, well, that's not bad. I guess we just have to read it. You'll just have to find a way to read the idle current legitimately without looking at the meter, because the grid current meter could be off.
Okay, yeah, it seemed to me that meter came up a little more. I'll look at that. I did have this thing out of the cabinet on its side and back and forth several times and whatnot, but I'll take a look at things. And but I was going to make the comment to you, I just forgot to, that this thing makes monster gain. 50% on this radio, which is supposed to do 100 watts, means about 50 watts into this thing, and I'm getting 1500 out of it. Over.
Please move on.
What was the question? What was that? What was the remark? It was too fast. It didn't come through. Go ahead.
Hello, Ken.
Hi, Ken. That was me, N6RO.
Good evening, Ken. Good signal, 835. And how are you doing? Did you survive the weekend?
Is it my turn, or are you still in the Bay Area?
I'm not in the Bay Area. I skipped them.
Oh. Yeah. I did 2 overnighters, as usual, in the JIDX sideband contest, which we won our category, but we always do. I was the 80-meter operator. Got a throg in my throat. And I was mostly plagued with the communist radar, either from central China or central Russia. I could tell as the gray line moved, it got louder and louder as it approached, the center part of those 2 countries. I don't know why they target loud U.S. stations or contest stations, thinking that they're interfering with their system. They're paranoid, of course. Anyway, enough of that. We had a good time, mainly using a new radio. I now have 3 icons, and the new one was the 7610, which I learned to use somewhat. I got a long way to go, but I finally got it. After 2 nights, I could make it work for contesting. Anyway, that's about it. Let's see. Dinner was barramundi, asparagus, and other assorted veggies. Forgot the high temperature is about 70, I guess. K6MYC and 6RO.
Yeah, very good. We had bison burger for dinner, and it was filled with all kinds of condiments. So that was the whole dinner. 1 bison burger, juicy as the dickens and delicious.
I gotta try that.
Yeah, not bad. It's very the meat was very moist. The burger, actually, the hamburger part of it, the bread part got very soggy because the meat was so full of liquid.
Yeah.
You might want to watch that. Okay.
By the way, the discussion about microphones, I learned quite a bit with this new radio. I think it's a matter of impedance of the microphone and the radio. If they're too far out of line. For example, I normally use a D104 with my K3, and the guys told me using the 7610 with a D104 sounded crappy. So I hooked up my normal contest headset, and they liked that a lot better. So there's a lot to learn about impedance matching and bias and all that stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, Ken, I mean, Bill has been piddling around with his, and he's had the advantage of having it now for quite a while. He's also had the 7700, which at first when he bought the 7610, he couldn't make the 7610 work with a dam. It didn't compare to the performance he was getting audio-wise with the 7700. But he finally found the answer, so you might, if nothing else, talk to him tonight in a few minutes and see what it was that he found. He found something in the 7610 that made all the difference in the world. Over.
Oh, yeah. It can control just about everything. The shape of the transmitted signal and the shape of the receiver IF. It's got so many things. It's sort of a steep learning curve.
Yeah. There was one particular thing that did the job, and then it made it sound just as good as the 7700 for all practical purposes. Alrighty. Let you go. We'll see you tomorrow night on 1296, I hope. And 222, but I guess you don't have that one resolved yet, huh?
No, my chief engineer's coming out this week, and he'll take a look at it. He'll probably have to take it back to his shop and fix it, because I think it's the transverter is blown. One other thing I wanted to mention, I just forgot it.
Sorry.
In the contest, we made 1,115 JA contacts. I only got 42 on 80 meters, which is way down from normal, but that was due to the radar interference. It covered both JA operating windows, especially the low one. Anyway, that's enough for now. N6RO.
Well, they probably did it on purpose, didn't they?
Yeah, they do. They trigger. We actually trigger our own QRM. They detect a loud signal, and they focus their center frequency on us. So it's a no-win situation.
Yeah, maybe they figured out a way to do. I think they're doing propagation analysis with that radar. I don't think it's got any other function. And maybe they're finding a way that somehow use your signals along with that to do the best analysis. Do you think?
I don't know, but it's continuous. I mean, it's intentional, and once they start up, they're on steady state for 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, we seem to have the same people that are tracking me whenever in the morning on 40 meters. I get on 40 and I leak enough signal when I pointed due north. I leak enough signal into that area that the radar moves right onto us. We can go down to 7135 and it'll be on us, and we'll move up to 7137 or 38 and it'll come right up and get on us again. So we're finding the same thing. It's very annoying.
Yeah, well, we had the same problem on 40, but it was not as serious as 80, just because the signal to noise was much lower on 80. Anyway, we have to live with it.
Yeah, well, it sounds you did good anyway. You say you won it for your category?
Yeah, we didn't really have any competition, but we're competing with our previous scores. We came up about 1% short, or 0.5% short of last year's. We also had a power line noise that popped up 2 days before the contest. Also, my 160-meter Foursquare broke a wire on Friday before the contest, so I couldn't even get on 160. Couldn't load it up at all. So we were bitten by a lot of Murphy this weekend.
Well, you still look like you hung in there pretty good, being within 1%, so sounds like a pretty good effort overall. Thanks, Ken. Good evening to you. We'll see you on 6 meters, if nothing else, tomorrow.
Yeah, one last thing. The new noise that came up this weekend, I've rigged up my Saturn with 2 antennas, a 2-meter whip mag mount, and the little ELK LPDA that I can push up through my sun window and rotate. And I have a switch between the two of them, so I'm really rigged for pole hunting now.
Oh, very good. Next thing you need to do is to mount it on a Jeep like we did at Stanford and go traveling all over Stanford and Los Altos looking for noise sources. We went as far as Oakland one day, and we found a big source in Oakland across the bay that was just killing us. Over.
Yeah, I hope some of the noises aren't that far away from me, but at least now I got something to find them.
There you go. All righty. 7-3. Good luck on that, and we'll see you tomorrow. K6MYC.
Yeah, IC 705 is what I used.
Yeah, should be good. It's got good ears.
Yeah, good display also, and audio, which you need for identifying noise.
Who is that?
938, November 6th, Uniform Tango Victor.
November 6th, Uniform Tango Victor. Give me your number again. I think I went past you. I was beaming back toward the Bay Area. November 6th, Uniform Tango Victor. Give me your Bozo number. This is Mike. Over.
Bozo number is 93. You're pointed right towards me. I'm a couple miles east of Dennis.
But give me your Bozo number again. That's all I need. Your Bozo number?
Bozo is 938. 938.
Okay. I got your... And where are you again?
I'm a couple miles east of Denison, Alberta.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I turned off of that area to go back to where Ken was. And then as you were calling me, I was turning back to the Bay Area because I went right by the Bay Area tonight to take care of Dennis quickly. Hang in there a second. Give me your name, refresh my memory. Over. N6UTV, K6MYC. Over.
Name here is Tyler. I'm the truck driver who runs up and down the valley.
Oh, yeah, I remember now, Tyler. I knew the call sounded familiar. I just couldn't pin it down. For some reason, I had you as a K6UTV, but I guess you're right. N6UTV is probably... You know it better than I do. Thank you. Hang on a second. I'll be back your way in a minute. K6MYC going into the Bay Area.
K6KLY.
And give Judy your number.
111.
I heard somebody else in there. Who was the other one with Ross? Go ahead.
K6MYC, KF6QTH, 787.
Now he's going back to the area.
Russ, can you hear that station?
Yeah, he needs to repeat. He's a little bit muffled. Repeat your call sign.
That was Bill.
That was Phil, 884.
Okay, Mike, I'm got 3 guys calling me now. Go for the first one, K6K, the K6.
K6 station OFY or something. Go ahead.
All right, QRZ, who wants to check into the Bozo Net here in the Bay Area, K6KLY.
KF6QTH, 787.
Kilowatt 9. Zulu, Papa Yankee, K9, that's why, November.
Yeah, who's the one who said no traffic? Give me your call sign.
We're copying you, Bill.
All right.
I'm gonna go somewhere else here pretty damn quick.
Stay right where you are, please. Just be quiet and let us hear the other check-ins, Bill. Thank you.
Number 787. Over, Mike.
I think that's Jimmy, KF6QCH. Is that right, Jimmy?
That's right. QCH number 787. Go ahead, Mike.
I don't know what's going on here tonight, but we got all kinds of people talking at once here, and that's the problem. KF6QCH, make a transmission, Jimmy. Let me get you peeked in here, and I'll find you. Go ahead. You didn't stay long enough for me to peek on you. Do it again, please. Over. Conditions over there to the East Bay, Jimmy, are very poor. You're coming and going, and I just can't get a peek on you. I went all the way to 250 and up to 300, and you don't change, so the signal's not coming direct. It's just going everywhere else, but not direct, so that's the problem. But we've got you. We got you checked in, Jimmy. Thanks very much for your patience there. KF6QCH, K6MYC. Now, there was a couple of others that tried to check in. Please, go ahead again, guys.
WA6AXX, no traffic, 773.
Thank you, Ed. Hang on. And who was in there with Ed? Who was the other one? Go ahead. Okay, 1161, but I missed the call sign. If you would, I think we just worked you and gave you that number the other night. Forgot the call already. Give it to us again, over.
Yeah. Call it Hello 9 Zulu Papa Yankee. K9 Zulu Papa Yankee. Mill Valley, up here in Mill Valley.
We've got you now. K9ZPY, thank you very much. Boy, the conditions are pretty crappy tonight. I'm really struggling to hear you. But we got you in there that time, and thank you for coming back and joining us again. We should do better. I'm not sure why we're not hearing you very well here, but you may still be vertical. I'm not sure if you're vertical polarized or what the problem is, but it should be stronger. I think you've got 100 watts, and I thought you had a 3-element Yagi, but maybe not. K9ZPY, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, K6MYC, K9ZPY. Yeah, I had a 3-element Yankee and 100 watts. Now I'm running 100 watts with an old 10-element Craft Yankee. So please get a few dB more, over.
And you came up real strong, and then you faded right back down again. So the conditions are really poor tonight. Don't get mad at us. It's Mother Nature playing tricks on us here. Refresh my memory. I can't remember it from the other night. I know we asked you the other night, but it takes me a while to remember everybody's name there. K9ZPY, K6MYC. Go ahead.
That's K6MYC, K9ZPY. Handle Tom, tired old man. Tom, tired old man. Over.
Roger, Tom. Very good. Got you now.
Tom Rogers.
Tom Rogers. Where's he located? We don't have a heading for it. I'm trying to make sure I'm pointed right. I've got pretty good copy on you now. There's quite a bit of QSB, and you're going in and out, and that's why I'm struggling. I'm getting bits and pieces, Tom, and that's why it's a little tough here. K9ZPY, give me your town, over.
Yeah, the town is Mill Valley. Tiburon, over.
Yeah, well, that's about where I'm pointed, so it may be just some terrain issues in between us there. And I think the last time we talked, you could not rotate the Aggie. I think you had it pointed down into the Bay Area. And but I get the feeling now you've got it rotated more my way at probably about 105, 110 degrees azimuth, over.
Yeah, my beam is not, or my rotator is not aligned, so I'm like 120 degrees, 120, 25, roughly. But if continues to rotate. That's the important part. Wow, so maybe I also put up a 432 Yagi. I don't know how that's going to work.
Okay, well, 432 is Thursday night, so look for us on Thursday night about the same time, maybe a little earlier. We're a little quicker on 432, probably somewhere around 8 o'clock or just before 8 o'clock on 432, over.
QSC as well. All right, here we go. Better than I did before. K9ZEY. Hill Valley, over.
Okay, way down on that one again, but we're doing okay. Let's see if there's anybody else in here. Let me see, Ed, don't run away. I got you. I would just chat just a second once we get all the weak stations and all the other guys pulled in here. Anybody else in the Bay Area for check-ins to the 2-meter Bozo Net? Kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee, Charlie, and the group standing by. Okay, it's all quiet at the moment. One last comment up to you, Russ. Thanks for the help up there. K6KLY, anything up there on your side, over?
Yeah, I worked a 9 Mike 6 on 6 meters yesterday, and then today 4 or 5 guys worked the same guy up here on 6 meters, so that's the furthest I have worked is out there, you know, past Vietnam, another 1,000 or so. So I'm a happy camper there, and we're looking for some more action out there in the Pacific on 6 meters. K6MYC, K6KLY.
Yeah, Roger. Congratulations on 9 Mike 6. What country is that now?
That's Eastern Malaysia.
I was going to say that's a rare one. I don't even I can't connect the call sign with a country. Eastern Malaysia. Boy, that's a tough one. But it's good to see that with the band we're getting a little bit of F2 anyway, even though you're doing it on FT8. At least there's some propagation, so that's a good sign. Good deal. And Frank got on the other night and worked a couple of stations that he hadn't worked before. He did get the VK9, and I think he worked somebody else in the. What was the other one, Frank?
Samoa, Fox Whiskey.
A Fox Whiskey. He didn't have that one either on 6 meters. You've got some of these, maybe both of them, but Frank hadn't been on 6 meters for quite a few years. He's finally getting the station going, and picked up a couple of dandies there, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, we see him there on the printout of who's doing what to whom, and I know he's having fun and picking up some new ones. Congratulations to Frank. Anyway, that's it for tonight. We'll check in and keep you updated on 6 meters. K6MYC, K6KLY.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night then, Russ, and of course we'll be on 222 first tomorrow, and then over on 6. 7-3. Now, anybody else in the Bay Area before we get a couple of words out of Ed? K6MYC. I was kind of looking for Alpha. No, what the heck is?
Did you get Tyler?
Yeah, I got Tyler. I said we're going to get back to him. He's still up in Sacramento. I'm not pointed that way right now. I was looking for Stan, but I can't. I don't hear Stan in here this evening. So. We've been pretty quiet, Ed. Is it just busy with various due to twos and stuff there? WA6AXX, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. I had a really, really bad cold pretty much all last week, both Liz and I. Worst cold I've had in years. I don't think I've been sick like this in years. So that's what's been going on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can tell you still got a little bit of a nasal sound. It doesn't sound quite sound like you, but good to have you back, and I'm glad you're feeling a little better. It sounds like you're getting over it, so sorry about that. This is the cold season. It's really weird weather here because today, for instance, it was up in the 70s. It's just unheard of for this time of the year for us to be roaming around with T-shirts and short pants and driving around with the ATV with wind on us and everything. It was very pleasant even late in the afternoon when we took a ride. So very, very odd weather. We think maybe yes and no or whatever, we might get some rain on Monday. We've seen 2 or 3 different reports on yes or no. And that would be the first rain of any note. If we get any rain at all, it makes a measurement on our gauge. That would be the first one since May. So, needless to say, we're dry, Ed, over.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we're supposed to get rain tomorrow morning, late morning. So we'll see what comes through, just for several hours, and that's about it. So it'd be nice to kind of like douse put some moisture in the dry tinder. Been lucky so far this fire season in the Bay Area. So that's about it here. K6MYC, WA6AXX.
Yeah.
3 p.m. rain.
3 p.m. Okay, now our prediction is back. The prediction went to 0 for a while there. Now it's back again. Judy says it looks like 3 p.m. it might start for us. So we'll believe it when we see it. Anyway, very good. We'll see you tomorrow night, of course, on 222 if you can make it, and then later on 6. Sounds good. Have you worked anything on 6, or have you been too sick to even pay attention to it? The band's been open somewhere almost every day. Over.
No, I've seen on some email reflectors a lot of interesting activity on 6. It's probably all FT8, I suppose, but no, I haven't tried it all. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's all FT8. I did work a guy a week ago on in where was it?
Who is this?
That's Ed. 773. Yeah, you got him. I worked at Canadian of all things, Victor Echo 2, but that was F2 to work him at that direction, and the band was wide open up there. There was a beacon that was even stronger than he was from VE2 as well. So it was booming signals last week on and off. In the mornings from your location, I would think you've got a pretty good European shot. You should be watching for Europe from about 8 to 11 in the morning. And that's some rare stuff. You won't get it again, maybe one more year, and then we'll never see it again, probably in our lifetime. Over.
Oh, I think I'm good for a few more cycles. What are they, 11 years? So let's see, 11, 22, 33, 40. Yeah, I'm good for 5 or 6 more cycles.
Oh, okay, you 150-year-old, you. All right, good luck anyway. I don't think I'm going to see more than one more, if that. Okay, see you later. Thanks for being there. I'm glad you're getting better. And I can still hear the nasal sound, so I don't doubt that you had a nasty one there. I've been very lucky. We haven't had a cold for a year and a half or more. Actually, since I had COVID 2 years or 3 years ago, I haven't had anything. So I'm taking good, strong selection of things that keep my immune system good. So I guess, and then coupled with the fact that I don't leave the house very often. We were at a flea market this weekend, though, and it was outdoors, so not much chance of catching much there. 7-3. Anybody else in the Bay Area for the Bozo Net or any place else for that matter that's hearing my voice? K6MYC. All quiet. 7-3. We'll see you guys. I'm going up to Sacramento. Okay. Let's try Sacramento now. Sorry for the delays, guys, in and out, and people coming in that we don't hear usually, and so on. So it's been a busy night here. AO6KD, if you're still there, Bill. K6MYC.
AJ6QL.
AJ6 Queen Lima. Good evening, George.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. 1031 1031 Bozo Net. But I wouldn't want to hold you up because I think you're late, so you still have to go to Nevada. Over to you.
Yes, well, I'm sort of late, but if you have anything for the group or anything for me, I'm happy to listen. But I don't want to drag it out if you're all done for the evening here, probably passed out waiting here. We've had just a lot of check-ins from different areas, and sometimes copy was very difficult, so we had to spend quite a bit of time just to get the barest of information through here. Good evening to you, George. Nice to hear you as always. AJ6 Queen Lima, K6MYC.
Yeah, AJ6K. Yeah, it was fun. I listened to you. Sometimes I could hear you even pointing in other directions, so you have a pretty good signal. And yeah, so no, I don't have anything special. Just wanted to say hi, check in, and Have a good evening, Mike, and best to Judy, 86QF.
Okay, Judy says hi. And you can also watch the stream and listen to the other stations that I am able to hear on the live stream, of course, which is on YouTube. You can pick it up. I know you know how to get there. If you don't, just ask, and I'll get you there. But we also now have the rotator controller, I understand, so you can tell where I'm pointed. My rotator controller is displayed over a map of California, so you'll know where I'm pointed. It should be pointed up at about 335 degrees right over top of you right now. 7-3, George. Thanks for checking in, as always. AJ6 Queen Lima, K6MYC, Sacramento.
I've seen your YouTube video. It's YouTube thing. It's really great. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, good night, Mike, and talk to you later. 86QF.
Okay, thank you, George. Was that KJ6? Who was it?
Kilo Judy, 6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo.
And 756. Good evening, Darren. We missed you last week a little bit, but I guess it was only 222 that we didn't hear you on. KJ6 Whiskey Foxtrot, no, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo, K6MYC.
Yeah, you're getting back into the swing of things there. Well, I'm out of sorts. I've had a rough weekend and bogged down with the cold, so. No, I don't think I made Thursday net either. Geez, I can't remember. I was feeling so lousy. But at any rate, there's a glimmer of hope. I see the sunshine and rainbow appearing in the sky. So it must mean that I am starting to feel a little bit better. Hopefully, in the next few days, we'll be back to our normal self. KJ6, KFB, back to you, Mike.
Okay, very good. Well, I hope you do feel better. Sounds like you're sort of on the mend already. Got your spirits in the right direction anyway. Sorry about the cold. I guess a lot of people have got them. Ed in the Bay Area up in Los Gatos, I should say, Los Gatos had a bad cold for a week, and he was out too. I was wondering why he wasn't checking in. So that's a shame. But apparently there's something going around up there. Who's the other one, the breaker? Go ahead.
Hopefully it'll be gone soon. KJ6, KFB. Carry on, Mike.
Okay, somebody talking underneath you. Who was the other breaker? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. K6MI, 711.
Okay, John, 711. We got you. Good evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to see you at the flea market. We didn't have a lot of time to chat, but at least we got to stand in line together, huh?
Oh, great fun.
Okay. All right, let's see. Still looking toward Sacramento, KO6KD, Bill. Bill's frustrated with something. I'm not sure what's Bill's problem tonight. Probably because I couldn't hear him. But there's too many people talking, Bill. You got to understand, I don't always have a clear frequency here. And we had 4 or 5 guys checking in at once here.
Bozo 884, WB6GGY, Whiskey Baker 6, Golf Yankee, Bozo 884.
Yeah, good evening, Phil. Good signal. And I didn't get on this morning. We didn't even wake up till 8:30 or almost 9 o'clock. It was really bad. Slept in like crazy, but good to hear you. I didn't get on Saturday. Of course, we were off to the flea market on Saturday, so we left the house about 8 o'clock with Rob. So I didn't get on at all on Saturday. I think we were there Friday for a few minutes. WB6GGY, K6MYC.
Yeah, Bill and I chatted for a while there Friday, and very good evening there to Judy, here and there in the background. And Barb, you want to say hi to Judy? Yeah, if you copied Barbara, she's across the room there. Okay, WB6GGY, we'll get out of your way and let you get back to the gang. WB6GGY, thanks for the check-in.
Hi, Barb. It's Judy, and I hope you guys are doing well and that you're feeling better, Phil, and got your leg out of that big bandage they were keeping you in. Take good care of yourself.
Well, Thank you, Judy. No, I'm still wrapped up right now, but maybe on Wednesday we'll get free of this thing. Okay, 7-3 guys, and it was really good to check in. WB6GGY.
Okay, and I should be in there in the morning, barring complications. We'll try to wake up at a normal time. And we had our day all screwed up. Saturday, I didn't get very much sleep Friday night because I was trying to remember to wake up at 6:30 or 7 so I could get on the road to the flea market. So I kept waking up and looking at the light in the room to see what time it was. I use the light in the room, and of course when it starts to get daybreak, then I'm awake every 15 minutes, sleep a little bit, wake up, sleep, wake up. So I think it caught up with me, and I was really tired. Anyway, 7-3, Phil, I should be there in normal on Monday, and we'll catch up with you and Bob and Bill maybe. QRZ, KR6MR, how about it, John? Are you there?
Yeah, good evening, Mike. KR6MR, Bozo 759. Got copy, over.
Yeah, it's a little fluttery. I'm probably a little short of getting right on you, but we're close. Anyway, good evening, and I think Bill checked in earlier. I don't know, did you write Bill in, Judy, 776? He was in, but I think he couldn't stick around for some reason. Anyway, back to you, John, and of course we'll look for you tomorrow on 6, and then Tuesday we hope we have better conditions. Maybe the weather will stabilize and we'll get some good conditions on 1296 for a change. KR6MR, Meadow Vista, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, I was talking to Bill. He's not feeling good. I guess his leg is acting up again. He probably had to, rest a little bit there. He'll probably hear you tomorrow night on 220 and 6 meters. I'll hear you on 6, over.
Okay. I'll look for you on 6. Of course, we'll look for Bill on 220, and we'll also look for Bill in the morning on 40. So if you run across him, remind him that we'll be there on 40. I'll do my very best to be there by 8 o'clock or a few minutes, plus or minus. All righty. Thanks, John, and good to hear you on here. Pretty good copy. Not real strong, but very reliably reasonable copy. No terrible flutter. That's usually what really messes us up here. Guys can be really strong, but, man, the flutter just destroys your audio. All right, take care. QRZ, Sacramento, and then we'll look toward Redding, which I'm pointed toward now. K6MYC, Bozo Net. Anybody?
E6ILX.
Oh, you're strong. Are you got a bigger antenna tonight, Jeff? KE6ILX 96. How are you doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm running the 7 element up on top with the 432, that little rig I put on top. So it's up there in the ladder rack, pointed your way.
Well, it's doing good for a change. It was a couple of nights there. I think it was the last time on 1296. I don't know if you were even in there. I don't think you were that night. I was copying John so poorly I couldn't confirm that you were or were not there last week, over.
Yeah, no, I was listening on the net, but on YouTube. But I was not in the area. And the last couple of times on 2 meters, I was on Highway 20, and I was like down below this big giant hill in the way. I could hear you in there, but but real rough copy until I get either out on the freeway in town, Grass Valley, or up here at the house.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's probably why I could tell you were in there. Sometimes I knew you were on. The only one night I wasn't sure of was the 1296 night. I just never got anything worth a damn that confirmed your voice was in there, or I couldn't even hear John good enough to have him confirm it. I tried several times, and I'd hear him come back to me. I get the first 3 words, and they would fade out. So it was just hopeless last week. All righty, good to hear you. Hope things are well with you, and you're not sick, and you're keeping away from all the bad cold bugs, and like everybody else seems to have, over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I won't hold it because it's been long tonight, and I guess everybody has hot dates, and they couldn't wait around. So. Anyway, 7-3.
7-3, Jeff. Oh, Reading, if you're there, Reading, KD6SW or KO6HS, Reading, K6MYC. KD6SW. I thought I heard somebody way down in there, but it was so weak I couldn't even get the number. Come again, if you're hearing. Come again, Rich, over. Can anybody relay? Anybody hearing Rich at all up there?
Yeah, KE6ILX, he is in there. I'm hearing him in there.
Okay, he's in there. Okay, so we'll put in 145, Judy. And let's listen for Jerry also. KO6HS. Jerry, I wonder if you're there. KO6HS in Reading area. K6MYC. Over. How about it, Jeff? Is he in there? Can you confirm it? I think so.
Oh yeah, they're there, but even for me, usually I hear them loud. They're a bit weak, so we've got some conditions that are poor still, but they're both in there.
Okay, well, tell them thanks for being there. I'm just barely detecting them, and I'm not even sure it's them. That's how bad it is. It's the worst I've seen in quite a while. So I'm sorry for that. Thanks very much. Thank them for checking in, will you, Jeff? KE6ILX and the Reading boys. Go ahead, Jeff, K6MYC.
Yeah, I'm sure they're hearing you. KO6HS and the group up there. Mike, thanks for the check-in. Yeah, just in the vehicle, but I do have a Yagi on top pointed your way. So, anyway, 7-3.
7-3. I heard Jerry that time. Good evening, Jerry. Boy, it's very marginal. But your big booming radio voice came through pretty good. 7-3, Jerry. Thanks so very, very much for being there. Sorry I'm so late. Let's try for Rich, KD6SW. Let's see if I can hear your melodious tones. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, K6MYC. I can hear him mumbling, but there's just no copy. Boy, it's just terrible conditions. That's really unusual. 7-3, Rich, 7-3, just no copy. I can tell you're in there. But no copy. 7-3. Okay, 7-3, Mike, 7-3. I got your 73, so it's up and down. Very, very weak, but 73s. I got you. Bye-bye now. Anybody else in the Sacramento area? K6MYC.
Anyway, KE6ILX.
How about some rare DX, Mike? KJ6KO.
Was it K6KF?
No, Greg, KJ6KO.
Oh, KJ6KO. Greg, good to hear you. Well, I got you. Let me just throw the questions out. Somewhere along the line with my blindness and everything, I've lost your phone number, but it may not be useful anymore. I don't know what you have in the way of connectors, everything from 1.5" to 1.25" and 7/8 and down. Anything for hardline anymore?
I've probably got some big ones somewhere, but I just don't have time to dig them out of the shed. I plan on retiring in a little over a year, so then I'll probably go through and see what I've got out there. It's just been so long since I've used any. I just can't keep track of what I got.
Yeah, well, great to hear you, Greg. Give Judy's my helper in the shack. You haven't met her before. She's down here with me now, helping me with my vision because I'm going blind. Or I am blind legally, but I can see a little bit, but I can't keep a log very good. So she's helping. So give her your number if you can remember it. Over.
Yeah, I've still got yours. Is yours still good? I can send it to you, and if she can pull it off the phone.
You can't remember it?
I can. I just don't really want to give it out over the air.
No, not your phone number. Your Bozo number.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. No, I don't. I'd have to go up and look it up somewhere.
We'll look it up for you. Rob, can you look up KJ6KO? Are you copying Greg over there, Rob?
Oh, yes, he's loud and clear. He's number 255. 255, over.
Did you get that, Greg, 255?
Yeah, I'll see if I can remember it.
Oh, good. Write it on your forehead or on your wife's forehead. That way you'll be remembering it. Anyway, great to hear you. Thanks so much for checking in. What a surprise. It's been a long time, and we've been missing you. By the way, Frank, W6BBS down here, has got beacons now on all the frequencies. They're working most of the time. We're going through trials and tribulations, as you might guess. But the beacons are in coarse gold, and they're all on the same frequency, essentially 144.235. No, what is it, Frank? I forgot the number. What is it?
144.275, 432.275. They're active now. Coming will be 220 and 1296. All of them will be on .275. Over.
Oh, awesome. Good to hear it. I've got some repairs I need to do around here so bad. My boom support on my long boom 2-meter antenna broke, and it also came off of my 6M7, so they're both sagging badly, and I need to get them fixed before any snow comes. And I can't rotate my 6-meter in my HF system at all. It's the rotators fail, so I got a lot of work to do while I can still climb, and so yeah, hopefully get it all fixed sometime here and get back on the air.
Well, keep checking in, if you will, and that would be great. Let's see. You might comment, again, maybe the stuff that you used to sell is all in storage again. But I had I think it was a 28-volt power supply that I bought from you some years ago, and somewhere along the line that I was using it, it was in service, and all of a sudden one day it wasn't working. And I don't have skills anymore to even think about fixing them. Do you have any more of those 28 volt, I think it was 10, 15, 20 amp power supplies?
Oh yeah, depending on which one it was. I've got a few of those around them. I scavenged a bunch of them before a lot of them went to scrap, and I still got them scattered around. One that has the 3-prong plug on the front, and they'll run on 110 or 220. They don't get hot when you run them on 220. They seem to get really hot when you run them on 110. I don't know why, but yeah, I got a few of those things scattered around. In fact, I think I brought a couple of them home the other day that were just sitting in a cabinet that was shut down. So there's still a few of those out there.
Yeah, I probably should get one from you. Let me give you my phone number. Let me give you my email address. That might be the easiest. And you can shoot me the dope on it, and I can tell you, I'll send you a check or something up that way. It's the email address is Mike K6MYC. That's two difficult ones for you. I don't think you can handle that. Mike K6MYC at ProtonMail, all one word, ProtonMail.com. Over.
Yeah, I was writing that down. That was not the one I was familiar with, so I think I still got the M2INC or something, but okay. Yeah, I just got so much going on around here. I haven't had time to play radio and a lot of other stuff, so it's just been really busy. I'm looking forward to retirement. I can get back into some of this stuff, so. Anyway, I'll let the net go here, Mike. I've been hogging it long enough. Good talking to you, and more on this later. K6NYC, KJ6KO.
Yeah, very good, Greg. Well, there's still people, there's more and more guys getting on with the 9700, the ICOM 9700s, and more people like Rob need half-inch hardline connectors for ComScope, coax, and stuff like that. I think there's a little difference between that coax and ICOM and Andrews. Anyway, a lot of people still needing a few more connectors and stuff. So hopefully one of these days when you get a chance, you'll drag some of those out of the warehouse. Good deal on retirement in a year, and then you can get on to being more busy than you are now. Over.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Now that's just ask Rob. He just retired. He can't even find time to, I shouldn't say it, but do the bathroom duties correctly. Over.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Good talking to you, and we'll catch you on next time.
All right. Thanks, Greg. Try to check in and drop me an email, and that way I'll have your email and we can correspond a little bit. I don't want to tie you up with it, and I don't have a lot of time for that either. I can't read it, so Judy will read it. As a backup, you can always get in touch with me at any of the M2 Inc. numbers. Robert, I think Robert KR70 at m2inc.com, or Robert at m2inc.com, or Matt, my son. Just say attention, Mike, if you want to get to me. If you can't remember the other one, all those M2 INC stuff still works. 7-3, Greg. What a pleasure. Thank you. KJ6KO, K6MYC. Okay, anybody else before we go to Nevada, late as it may be? Okay. Okay, here we are in Nevada. Everybody's already in bed in Nevada. KD6BQ, Richard, KD6BQ, are you still up?
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249. So still around, but your buddy Larry checked out at 9 o'clock, over.
Okay, well, we'll check him in here. So you got 249, Judy, and then the other one would be 657. Okay. Check in 657, Larry. And good to hear you, Richard. Thanks for sticking around. We had a lot of unusual check-ins from people that haven't checked in either very much or lately. And so we just had to renew friendships, particularly the one I just heard me talking with Greg, probably, KJ6KO. We haven't heard Greg for almost a year, so we had a lot of catch-up to do. He used to be a great supplier of all kinds of hardline and connectors and all that kind of stuff. So we want to make sure he still had a few of those things. Thanks, Richard, and of course we'll see you tomorrow night on 6 meters. We did hear your 8 watts the other day, even though I didn't have a preamp. My 432 preamp has apparently failed. I'm not 100% sure of that, but we're going to be checking it over the next few days to make sure it's absolutely gone and not some other funny action going on in the preamp game. But I wasn't hearing very well, but I heard your 8 watts. Your CW was Q5 and S -0, over.
Yep, CW works. It's pretty amazing, and I know you can't see the picture, but you know, Ken and Rob saw the picture of my antenna sitting on the fence that I sent them. So anyway, by the way, I was also hearing Greg here. I'm sending him a little email letting him know that I was copying him here. He faded out a little bit towards the end, but when you first started talking to him, I was copying him here 100%, over.
Who were you hearing?
KJ6KO.
Oh, Greg. Okay, yeah. Well, he's in Placerville or thereabouts, but he's got some power, but he was probably pointed down this way. Although I think he said the Aggie was broken. I'm not sure the one he was talking to me on was broken, but whatever it was working well. But Greg's always had some serious power, so he probably was running at least 500 watts up there, and that's good. Anyway, I think he's still in Placerville or in somewhere in that area, over.
Yeah, I looked him up. He's near Placerville, not too far away. But he had a good, strong signal here for a while. It dropped down towards the end, but I tried pointing the beam towards him, and then I saw your pointer here on the live stream swinging toward Nevada, so I figured I'd better point the beam back in your direction, so I wouldn't miss you there. K6MYC, KD6BQ, Delta Mike 09.
Okay, very fine, Richard. Yeah, I'm glad you're using the live stream, and you can see that's the first night we've had the rotator controller from the barn here. That took quite a bit of effort. Thanks to Frank donating a computer, and Frank's effort to get all the bits and pieces put together to make that happen. So that's how it's being done. We have a separate computer just to put that map or that rotator controller onto the live stream. Took quite a bit of equipment and time to get it going, but it seems to be of interest to people, so that's good. I'm glad that's all working out. Thanks to Aaron and Frank for all their effort. All right, let me see if Daniel's in here. Daniel, how about it? KE7, I should say. KE7 UQL, K6MYC. KE7 UQL, Daniel may have gone to bed.
Don't hear anything here.
Yeah, I don't hear him either. That's unusual. How about Stan, K7SUN? Stan, are you giving us the luxury of staying up this late?
K7SUN, Bozo number 442, Mike. Bozo 442, the band is down a little bit right now, so I'll see if you can pull me out. Over.
Yeah, I got the antenna more in your direction. Yes, we hear you fine, Stan. Bozo 442. He said it, but it was you're a little distorted because of multipath right at the moment, Stan, but good signal, good strong signal once I got the antenna toward you there. Good to hear you. Thanks for sticking around. I'm sorry I'm so damn late. We usually try to get there before 9, but we had so many weird check-ins tonight and different things happening. It was difficult to move along quickly, and I was just dragging my feet, I guess. Back to you, my friend. And we tried again on Thursday to hear you, but we heard nothing. We stood by several times. Nobody else heard you either. I would think that you should be able to get to Daniel, and Daniel was in on Thursday night. And so I'm pretty sure that you and Daniel, if you're on there, you should be able to check in with Daniel, at least let him know that you're on there and listening. And that way we can take a particular effort to find you on 432. K7SUN, Fallon, Nevada, K6MYC.
Roger, Mike, Roger. Well, when I'm pointed toward you, that makes Daniel almost 90 degrees to the side. So I just have the single antenna, Mike, single 19-element, a single 19-element beam, and it is at 70 feet, Mike. But like I said, it's almost 90 degrees to Daniel. Over.
Okay, tell me this. Were you there? Were you on Thursday night? Over?
Yes, I was listening, but I did not hear nothing. So I'm going to do a little checking on that antenna, make sure it's still good to go. Over.
Yeah, it may not be. I wish you could hear the beacon. I think the 432 beacon is functional here, but you may not be able to hear it. The beacon here in Coarse Gold at Frank's place is on 432.275, 432.275, and you might listen for that beacon just to see if you have an outside chance of hearing it. I think there's one in the Bay Area, but you have less chance of hearing that one, I think. So maybe you could make a beacon of your own somehow, and maybe you've got two ways to make a signal. Maybe you could hear your third harmonic from your 2-meter station. I want to try and check that out. I did not hear you either, but I think maybe the thing to do is point toward Daniel and get Daniel's attention, and then you guys can communicate, and then Daniel can swing over and tell me that you're on there, and then I can make a long transmission for you so you can wiggle back and forth. I'll be happy to do that. I want to try, and I can't imagine why with such a good signal here on 2 meters that we can't hear you. That just doesn't seem right. So it's almost like an open feed line on your end. If you're not hearing me with 800 watts and I'm not hearing you. K7SUN, K6MYC, over.
Roger, Mike. Well, I will get it checked out and then give it a try again. So it says SWR is fine, you know. SWR is fine, but that doesn't ever tell the whole story. So I'll get it checked out, Mike. And anyway, I'm copying you really good tonight, so I'll let you finish the net up here. So yeah, go ahead, Mike. K7SUN, Bozo 442.
Okay, very good, Stan. 73s to you, and we'll make every attempt to try and connect with you. You've got Daniel to try and work. Sometimes Larry is in there also, but you may have the same problem with Larry in Gardnerville. But he's not as consistent as Daniel. I don't know where Daniel is tonight. It's a very rare night that Daniel isn't on here, so it must have been just too late for him. Richard is on also from Wausau Valley, but he only runs 8 watts to the antenna at 8 feet high. So very slim chance of hearing Richard unless you've got some strange path. So Daniel is the one that you've got to work with to see if you can get the system checked out. 7-3, good luck, Stan. K7SUN, K6MYC.
Good evening, Mike. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Okay, Rob, I'm going to go toward Bay Area for late checks and mixed, and then we'll go down to see if we can find Porterville.
Okay, sounds good. KM6SRR.
7-3, Richard, 7-3. Okay, Bay Area, late checks are missed. Anybody in the Bay Area for the last of the Bozo Net? This is Kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee Charlie, Central California. QRZ Bozo Net, late checks are missed. Bay Area or anywhere. Nothing heard. We'll go on to 150. KE6BK, Eddie. KE6BK, Porterville, K6MYC. Try him, Rob.
Okay, I was looking through my logs. I thought he might have told me sometime he wasn't going to be there. KE6BK, Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KE6BK, this is KM6SRR with K6MYC. Standing by.
I don't hear Rick either. KB6RQU, late. KB6RQU or anybody else down south, K6MYC Bozo Net. Okay, I guess we're done. Do you have a count, Judy? Okay, big night, 41 here.
Yep, got 41 also. I had both columns, I had to add them up.
Very good. Okay, I guess we're done. We'll see you tomorrow. And Aaron, thanks very much for being there and helping out with the net and the stream. And Frank 73, we'll see you in the morning perhaps. W6BBS and all K6MYC listening.
Alrighty, Mike.
Fine.
Yeah, good night, and yeah, everything was working good, and the rotor was the line was moving around the map tonight, and so yeah, the computer out in the barn was feeding the signals back into the streaming computer, and it's couldn't even tell that the rotor controller wasn't actually plugged into the computer. So yeah, it's working as they say.
It's working. Okay, good, yeah. Some of the guys used it. Richard said he used it to see where I was pointing, so that was good. Okay, good night all. We're anxious to get out of here and get in where it's warmer. Not cold in here, but it's a little nippy. We'll see you guys tomorrow on one band or another here at K6MYC. Good night all.
Hey, Mike.
Is that you, Frank?
Yes, sir. I totally spaced it out until you just said something. When Jen got home, she got a call from the paralegal. We got to go see the paralegal at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
I'll touch base with you after that. W6BBS. Good night, Judy.
Roger, roger.
Good night, Judy. Good night, Mike. K6MYC, KM6SR. Good night, Frank, W6BBS, and Aaron, K6USY. 73, everybody.
All righty. Good night, Rob, and good night to everybody on YouTube. K6USY, Delta Mike 06.